Naruto Uzumaki opened his eyes after another good night's rest. Beside him was Hinata Uzumaki, huddled against his chest, the faint sound of her breathing as beautiful as ever. As he sat up, he admired the identical rings he'd bought for himself and his wife 2 years ago. Pure gold, with a single blue diamond cut in the shape of the Uzumaki clan swirl. He rose from his bed, throwing on a fresh set of clothes, walking into the kitchen to prepare breakfast. They'd moved into his parents' old home shortly after getting married, giving them a lot more room compared to the old apartment. As he started on breakfast, he pulled out a list of things he had to do that day. The first was to meet with his fellow Kage in order to talk about the next Chunin exams, the first he would ever witness as the Hokage. The second was go to the academy in order to do a lesson for the students. And the last was attend Sasuke and Sakura's wedding, which the village had been in suspense for more than his and Hinata's. Even he was still shocked the two were tying the knot. "Hey brat." Naruto looked down at Kurama. Ever since the war against Madara, the tailed beasts were considered people to the average man, and they basically entered and exited the villages as they pleased. This was possible with the special seals Naruto had made. Their Jinchuriki had also been elevated in status, their group often sitting in on Kage meetings. In addition, a law was going to be put in place, banning the creation of further Jinchuriki. Meaning, once he and the others eventually passed, the tailed beasts would never again have to worry about being abused. "What's up, Kurama?" the blonde asked. "Matatabi accidentally burned down another forest," the fox replied, curling up near the table. Naruto sighed, flipping his pancakes. "I'll make sure to send out Yamato later. Any other news?" "Other than Shukaku and his usual rampage, nothing much. Kokuo and Saiken got into another argument, but Gyuki managed to pull them apart." Naruto nodded. "You guys plan to attend the wedding?" "I tried to convince them, if only to mess with you, Uchiha, but the other tailed beasts didn't think it was worth the time. They send their regards, though. Most of them, anyway." Naruto put a bowl of special chocolate fruit in front of Kurama, the fox quickly eating it as the blonde set out his and Hinata's meal. One of his truth-seeking orbs, which he kept after the fight against Madara, appeared from his storage bracelets, flying back down the hallway. The sphere transformed into a hand that gently shook Hinata awake before flying back to Naruto. The former Hyuga stumbled out of bed, rubbing her eyes as she collapsed onto her chair. Naruto leaned down to kiss his wife's cheek before sitting down across from her. "Did you sleep well?" Naruto asked. "I guess," Hinata muttered. "I just had a long night at the hospital, again." "You know you can set your own hours. You are the head medic now," Naruto replied. "I know, but since Sakura has had her hands full with the wedding, she hasn't been around, so I've been taking her shifts." "Well, don't push yourself too hard," Naruto pleaded. Hinata brushed her hair from her face. "Don't worry, I won't," she smiled. "Speaking of Sakura, I'm going to help her with her dress before the wedding while you're at the Kage meeting." "Alright then, I'll see you at the ceremony," Naruto replied. "In that case, I'll be heading out." Naruto finished his breakfast, giving Hinata another kiss before running off. She smiled, glancing over to the closet, the Hokage hat sticking out the open door. She sighed in acceptance, looking over to Kurama. The fox glared back before finally breaking. "Fine, I'll take it to him, but you owe me," the fox grumbled. "Why, thank you, dear Kurama," Hinata grinned, scratching the fox's back as he walked past. Kurama let out a cat-like purr before grabbing the hat with his tails, running out after Naruto. Wedding reception, 9 hours later. "You look so beautiful in that dress, Sakura," Ino said, gushing over the newlyweds, Sakura and Sasuke. The wedding went off without a hitch. All their closest friends managed to get off shinobi duties for the occasion, so the ceremony was packed. Sakura was still wearing her pink-white dress, while Sasuke insisted on changing into something far more comfortable. Despite the villages being at peace, he was still cautious not to let his guard down. Now all that's left is for you to find someone, Ino, Sakura teased her best friend. Ino sighed. I wish it were that easy. You and Sasuke had it easy compared to the rest of us. I'm sure you'll find someone eventually, Sasuke said, giving a faint smile. Naruto leaned over to Karin, who was watching the conversation. You thinking of finding a man yourself, cousin? Karin shook her head. Not yet. I've been thinking of taking a trip out of the village. Maybe find more Uzumaki. I've got this feeling there are more of them out there. Somewhere. I've been having the same feeling, Naruto admitted. If that's what you want to do, I'll give you support. Both as a fellow Uzumaki, and as Hokage. Thank you, Karin whispered, as Naruto bumped his fist against hers. Naruto! The blonde looked up at Sakura, who was waving him over. Aren't you going to say anything to us newlyweds? Naruto smirked. Only if it includes toying with your new husband. You never give up, do you? Sakura sighed. Don't worry about it, Sasuke said, taking his wife's hand. He only insults me because he's afraid I'm stronger than him. The Hokage scoffed. As if. We all know I surpass you in every way besides your overpowered eyes. That's why you made that seal to shut down my Rinnegan and Rinne Sharingan. I wouldn't be surprised if you made a failsafe plan to blow them up or something. The Uchiha smirked. Naruto let out a fake gasp of disbelief. I would never. You give me too much credit. I only did it because having to see those ripples every day was growing tiresome. Plus, I think Sakura prefers those black pearls over the Rinnegan. Sasuke looked down at Sakura, wondering to himself if she did think that. Sakura glanced at him, a smile adorning her face. The Uchiha held back his blush, looking back to Naruto as Hinata joined them. It's getting late, she smirked. Should we get out of the newlyweds' way? After all, they've got the Uchiha clan to revive. Both of their faces turned bright red, everyone around them laughing at their embarrassment. Hokage Tower, 6 months later. Naruto finished the last of his paperwork for the day. Unlike Tsunade and Hiruzen, he was fast enough to finish in one day, just like his father. He heard a knock on the door, beckoning the person to enter. Gaara entered, followed shortly by the other Jinchuriki. I wasn't expecting you guys to show up so quickly, Naruto said, taking off his Hokage hat as a sign of respect to his extended family. Gaara did the same, a smile on his face. So, what did you want to see us all for? Naruto's face turned grim, everyone else following. I've received bad news from Sasuke. He should be here any moment, since he has a better understanding of the oncoming threats. As if on cue, a dark portal swirled into existence, the Uchiha stepping out, carrying a scroll. It's been a while, Sasuke. Gaara greeted him, giving a slight bow. We've heard about Sakura's pregnancy. Congratulations. Since when were they having a kid? Fu asked, confused. 2 months ago, Yukito shook her head. Seriously, don't you keep up with current events? I think our banter should be saved until later, Yagura suggested, toying with his brand new Hidden Mist headband, a symbol that his banishment was revoked. Agreed, Han added. Don't the rest of you sense that scroll? He asked, pointing at the scroll as Sasuke placed it on Naruto's desk. I do, Utakata grumbled. It's bad news, alright. Just the chakra residue is enough to tell. Sasuke grimaced, channeling chakra into the scroll. Light started to emit from the page. forming into the 3D image of a castle. I found this in the snow dimension we fought Madara in. This castle belonged to Kaguya Otsutsuki. Inside, I found a lot of artifacts, as well as a stone wall that Kaguya seemed to have written warnings on. I couldn't decipher it, even with my Rinnegan's pattern recognition. However, I was able to extract a residual trace of her chakra and transfer it into the scroll, so we can hear what that tablet meant. He channeled chakra into another seal, the castle vanishing. A tall woman appearing in its place. Both her skin and hair were whiter than snow, as were her clothes. Large horns protruded from her head. Her eyes were a pair of Byakugan, a red Rinne Sharingan on her forehead. Kaguya began her speech. A speech that brought chills to the Jinchuriki's and Sasuke's spines. I write this as a warning to the humans of Earth, having lived among them and giving birth to 2 sons. I know of humanity's potential. If, by some divine act of judgment, I am killed by humanity, then they must know of the threat that is soon to come. I've fed humans to the divine tree in an attempt to create another chakra fruit, to give myself greater power, in order to combat my fellow Otsutsuki. I am one of the weakest in our clan, but this world is special, as I have found out. The power of chakra is present within the nature of this world, and if I am killed, then my chakra will go to my sons, then to humanity. If that happens, this world will have even more value to my clan. They will come, and they will reduce humanity to nothing, taking all its chakra for themselves in order to become stronger. Despite my actions, I care for this world. Otherwise, I wouldn't have birthed human children, as is the purpose of this message. If you care for this world as well, you must seek out as much power as possible if you wish to defeat the Otsutsuki clan. Kaguya's image faded away, a grim atmosphere filling the Hokage office. Sasuke scanned the Jinchuriki, the 9 humans who had to carry what remained of Kaguya, that being the 9-tailed beasts, created from the 10 tails. If Kaguya's warning was correct, beings stronger than Madara Uchiha and the 10 tails were coming. They could appear at any moment. Well, Naruto drawled out, leaning back in his chair. I guess we just have to get stronger then. Roshi scoffed, holding back a grin. You say that like it's easy. Knowing Naruto, it likely is. He became Hokage at 17, and he's still not reached his full potential. Utakata chuckled. Naruto smirked. You know me so well. In fact, I've been training in secret ever since the war. Just because there is peace, doesn't mean us ninja should grow complacent. Agreed, Sasuke added. And now we have even more reason. If the Otsutsuki clan are as strong as Kaguya says, we'll need far more power than what we have now. Well, it's not like any of us have much more to learn, nor can the average shinobi become as strong as us either. Yukito frowned. I have to disagree, Naruto smirked. You guys remember Karin, my cousin? Everyone nodded. Good, because she's found a handful of Uzumaki survivors, and they're planning to reconstruct the hidden whirlpool village. Meaning, we'll have access to the full prowess of my clan. Adding in me and Hinata's mastery with seals, and I have no doubt we'll find a way to strengthen the average ninja. Through seals? Killer Bee asked, the only one of the Jinchuriki with zero knowledge about seals. Yes, through seals, Naruto continued. Gravity seals are the most popular seals that increase a person's strength and speed, but there's nothing stopping me from creating a new seal that does the same many times over. Theoretically, a seal could be made to give a Genin power rivaling a Jonin. And on top of that, technological advances are being made in waves over the past year. Eventually, technology will be a regular tool of shinobi, Sasuke stated. Kurama suddenly popped into existence on Naruto's desk, the other tailed beasts appearing as well. Us tailed beasts have a way to help as well, Kurama declared. We are the oldest beings in this world, and we've only scratched the surface of chakra. There is much we don't know, and many hurdles to overcome before we master the power we call chakra. Perhaps the science behind this technological revolution is the key. Sasuke groaned. Great. Now the 9 strongest beings have the potential to become even stronger, directly strengthening the rest of you, he said, looking at the Jinchuriki. Are you afraid of falling behind? Naruto snickered. Sasuke let a calm smirk form on his face, his Rinnegan activating. Of course not. It just means I'll have to work extra hard. Just don't forget about Sakura and your soon-to-be child, Naruto smiled, standing and facing the Jinchuriki. I'll be letting the other Kage know about this tomorrow, but I wanted you guys to hear it first. And because the fate of our world is at stake once again, I ask the same question from before the war. Do we try to hide, or do we trade until our bones break and fight? Unlike the last time, I'm certain we all share the same answer, Yagura chuckled. Yes, Gaara continued, staring into Naruto's ocean blue eyes. We will fight with you, Naruto Uzumaki, Lord Hokage, until the very last breath. Gaara bumped his fist against his heart, the other Jinchuriki doing the same. Naruto was taken aback. Quickly pushing his surprise away, a foxy grin appeared on his face, bumping his own fist against his own heart. Then it's decided, the Otsutsuki clan aren't taking this world without a fight. Hokage Monument, 1.5 years later. Naruto, who was now 20 years old, stood atop his stone face, a recent addition to the Hokage Monument. The last year and a half had been sleepless. Every shinobi in the world training harder than ever. Even he had been pushing beyond his limits, obtaining power far beyond the strength given to him by the Sage of Six Paths, while also acting as the Hokage. Kurama walked up beside him, his 9 tails curled up against his body. Naruto looked at the fox, noting how much longer they'd grown, a sign of Kurama's own increase in power. The tailed beasts had followed through, spending their time learning about the nature of chakra, unlocking its potential further and further, with the help of the Uzumaki clan's new seals, and the improved technology of the hidden villages. Sasuke was right. I can feel the Otsutsuki growing closer. It won't be long until they arrive, the fox said, rather nonchalantly. I can feel them too, Naruto admitted. Do you think we've become strong enough? Who knows, Kurama shrugged. But if we do fail, at least we'll go down swinging. Naruto chuckled. Couldn't have said it better myself. The blonde and his fox companion turned, the Jinchuriki and their tailed beasts walking towards them, a few others joining them. Hinata, Sasuke and Sakura, who was carrying their newborn daughter, Sarada. You ready to head out, Lord Hokage? Sasuke smirked, his Rinne Sharingan pulsing, a dark portal appearing behind him, blocking out the sunrise. You know it, Naruto replied. Time to bring the fight to our enemies, and keep our world safe. The Jinchuriki nodded in agreement. One by one they walked through Sasuke's portal, only stopping to bump fists with Naruto. Sasuke walked over to Sakura, who was staying behind with their daughter. The two embraced, the Uchiha giving Sarada a kiss on her tiny forehead. I'll be back, Sasuke said simply. Sakura smiled, cradling Sarada. We'll be waiting. And I'll make sure to have a warm meal on the table for you. Sasuke's smile grew, slowly letting go of Sakura's hand as he stepped through the portal. Naruto was the only one left. He looked back to Hinata, who was also staying behind in order to protect the hidden villages, while they engaged the Otsutsuki. His wife's beauty had not diminished, and her warm smile, mixed with held-back tears, made Naruto not want to leave. If he did die in the coming battle, he'd be leaving everything behind. And above all, Hinata. Get going, Hinata pleaded, startling him. Go. Otherwise, I won't be able to hold myself back, she asked, her voice cracking, caressing the ring on her finger. Naruto forced back his own tears, putting on a brave face, pulling Hinata into a bear hug. Just make sure there's a warm meal on the table for me as well, okay? Hinata's arms instinctively wrapped around her husband, burying her head deep into his shoulders. I will, and I'll be waiting for you, always. Both forced themselves to let each other go. Hinata stepped back beside Sakura, the blonde, throwing her his Hokage hat. I hereby temporarily grant you the position of Hokage, Hinata Uzumaki. Take care of our people while I'm away. Hinata pulled the hat tightly against her chest. I will. Naruto nodded, looking to Kurama. The fox smirked, disappearing in smoke. Naruto raised his head, chakra surging through his body. His Hokage cloak turned a red-orange hue, 9 tails sprouting from the bottom. His jacket and headband became pure gold, his shirt and pants darkening. His shoulder-length hair brightened, his whiskers growing, and eyes shining a radiant orange with star-shaped pupils. His truth-seeking orbs appeared around him. 6 paths, pseudo-baryon mode, engaged. Naruto smirked internally, the seals written onto his body beneath his clothes pulsing, even more energy filling him. Hinata, Naruto called out, waving behind him as he stepped through the portal. I love you. Always. Hinata choked, wiping the tears away before they could fall. She let a smile form, watching Naruto Uzumaki vanish, off to protect the peace he'd created. Truly, he was the pinnacle of shinobi. What's going on, guys? Ninja Kai here. I just wanted to do a brief announcement before the end of this video. This is the last chapter of The Fox and the Princess, meaning I'm going to be starting on my next story, Naruto Seclusion, which I made a trailer of a few months ago, which I will link in the description. I've also been thinking of doing other forms of content, such as the best moments of Naruto, which I made a video of a few months ago as well, which I'll also link in the description. I'm also thinking of moving to other forms of content besides anime, such as gaming perhaps. But that's a topic for another day. One more thing, due to this being the final chapter of The Fox and the Princess, I'm going to take a week off in order to catch up on writing Naruto Seclusion. Also, if there are any other Naruto or anime stories that you would like me to do on this channel, let me know. It takes a lot of time to write The Fox and the Princess and Seclusion myself, so having stories already out there to read would be a great help. But of course, make sure that the original creators actually allow it. I don't want to be stealing other people's work without their permission. But that's all for now. In that case, this is Ninja Kai, disappearing in a golden flash.